Hello everybody, I am Omega Recon Gaming. So yeah, I wanted to make this video for a very long time, but I kept putting it away because I figured that movies would get better, and in some way, they have. And in some ways, they've gotten worse. There's a lot of times when you know a movie's gonna be bad, and there's also times when you have no idea. Um, Sometimes the trailers can be outright either lying or I've had that many times when I watched the gameplay trailer and I was like, that doesn't look like it's that much fun. But, the gameplay is, it's a lot better. And that happens a lot of times. But when I see movies like the Emoji Movie, which I know has been talked down to death, but it just really it just still gets under my skin on just how much this movie made. So, okay, this movie was made for around $50 million. Okay? And in the box office, how much did it make? 217.8 million. Worldwide. Does anyone see a problem with that? I mean, it's good for the people who made the movie. They made, like, their money back 4 times over. Or, at least... Anyway. So, when I see things like this, I was just like, how? People hated the movie. Are parents really so just, like... They just don't, like... They don't think, because okay, like parents nowadays, they know like what, well, I shouldn't say nowadays. Well, yeah, I guess I would say because growing up, a lot of us used technology as it was, as we were, becoming adults. A lot of my friends now are, getting married. Some of them even have children and stuff, you know. But to think that some of them may take them to see the Emoji Movie, which hopefully none of them did. But, like, I just... There are so many better movies to take your kids to. For example, there are so many good Disney movies. So many of them. Also, I hate this movie just a little bit more just because it came out on, my birthday. Just that little bit extra you. Because it's kind of like Sony's birthday present to me, but a middle finger. So, I hated this movie. I hated it. I hated watching it. I hated every single... It just like it's such a it's stereo like they stereotype people so hard in this movie. It's like people still talk to each other. It's just they talk to each other through their phones, and even then, that's just stereotyping the newer generation. Like, there are bunches of people that I know that talk to each other through normal means of communication. And I find it kind of funny that the Emoji Movie is like saying you shouldn't like be like on your phones all the time. Yet they push the Sony phones and products and other stuff like that. Kind of makes this movie a little bit hard to defend. Honestly, I don't really see people really defending this movie, but I also see people not calling this movie as bad. I'm like, sure, it may not be as bad as something like Garbage Pail Kids or things like, I don't know, Birdemic or The Room or some of those really awful movies. But this is even like in the like this guy, when he came up with the plot, the idea for this movie, he got it from getting an emoji from someone. And then he was like, huh, let's exploit this. Literally, was his idea. Before it became irrelevant. That's literally the thing that I shit you not. When I read that, it literally blew my mind. Back to what I was saying about taking your kids to a good movie. Think of all the good movies that came out in the years prior that were on, like DVD and Blu-ray. Zootopia. How much did that make? Or first of all, let's talk about its budget. $150 million. 3 times the Emoji Movie, alright? How much did it make in the box office worldwide? $1.024 billion. Yeah. Billion. Now, the difference between Zootopia and Emoji Movie are very different. See, here's a thing that Zootopia did. They used a nice little thing that, it's great for storytelling. It's called effort. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Like, this thing called effort. Mind-blowing, I know. It kind of... When I watched this movie with my best friend, Matt, and I couldn't... Funny enough, I couldn't get him to go see the Emoji Movie with me. Because he was like, there's no way I'm going to go see that. I'm like, come on, man. It'll be, it's probably going to be bad. But, we can just laugh at it. No. No, you can't even laugh at how bad the Emoji Movie is because of how cynical it is. It's just So I'm actually kind of glad he never saw it. He doesn't have the scars in his memories like I do. Scars that will never leave me. Anyway, back to Zootopia. Good memories that, I am happy to remember. I love Zootopia. I think it is the best Disney movie. In my opinion, it is the best Disney movie. Best, animated movie and stuff. I love this movie. I love the characters. I love the story. I love the setting. The music's good. I loved, animation. Oh my god, the new animation technique was beautiful. I loved it. Also, a little behind the scenes for the Zootopia thing, they had to scrap the movie was actually going to be a lot darker. If you actually look onto the deleted scenes, where I'm pretty sure you can find them on YouTube. Don't quote me on that. They showed a lot of darker themes, and they didn't test well with the screening audience, so they scrapped that very late into production, right? They remade the movie in a short amount of time, and it still came out this amazing. I'm like, what? That alone, this movie deserves every single penny that it gets. Every single penny. Because it's worth every single penny. I am so glad this Zootopia won so many awards, because it honestly deserved it. I mean, looking at the Emoji Movie, I have some notes I wrote down, because I did research on it, and, so it won Razzies, which, if, you aren't movie inclined, is, like, the worst, like, terrible awards, like, if you suck it, like, if you get an award through the Razzie, which means your movie was so bad that it got an award in this category. So it won Worst Picture, Worst Director, Worst Screen Combo, and Worst Screenplay. It won 4 Razzies. 4. And do you know what that means? It's one of the, I think it's one of the very few animated movies to get one of those in that many categories. I think I read something about that, so don't quote me on that. But I, four, and it was like nominated in other things too. I wrote this down in my notes. Kid in the Kids Choice Awards. It was nominated for favorite animated movie. The Emoji Movie was nominated. I mean, I mean, I, someone went down on someone to get the Emoji Movie some sort of positive award, but they failed. they, that's the best part, is that they failed. It, it's just unbelievable. It's actually really funny to me. Now, look at my notes for the Zootopia. How many awards did it win? I didn't write that down. Why didn't I write that down? Didn't. I know it won. It was. Oh, right. Okay. So I wrote down, like, the fourth highest grossing movie, 2016. Second highest grossing Walt Disney Animation Studio. Yeah, after Frozen, of course. Second highest grossing original film, behind Avatar. Because I wanted to do grossing films, because I was like comparing them to. So I was like searching through all that. Yeah. So I guess I must have just forgotten that part. The important part is that it did win awards, and I know it did because I was watching. Did it win? I know it won Best Picture. Accolades. Okay, hold on. Okay, so it did. Okay. I just look. I also have my browser open. With a bunch of tabs. So it won an Academy. Yep, an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. It won many other movies. I'm trying to think of one. Did it win? Yep, it won a Golden Globe for Best Animated Feature Film. It got nominated for a lot of things. Now I'm looking at it. It won a lot of awards. It got a. Oh, it got nominated for a Grammy. But what did it get nominated in? Best Animated Feature? Yeah. Oh my god. Like, jeez. Man, I should have done this. Like, see just how many. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Okay, so Kids' Choice Award, it got voted for favorite animated movie, and it only won a nomination. That infuriates me. Like, I knew tons of kids who liked that movie. Tons, actually. Um, I wonder who did win that Best Animated Feature. I'm guessing Mona probably won. I'm just guessing, because that was the only other animated feature. Was Coco out of that year? I don't know. I have to look it up. Anyway, so yeah, it won a lot of awards. And got nominated for tons. Jeez. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, oh my god. Wow. It's kind of. Wow. I mean, it deserves all of this. It won so many awards. Okay, so total wins 24 awards given, 66 nominations. Okay. Compare this to the Emoji Movie. 4 nominations and 4 wins. But those 4 wins are for Razzies. So, so, and to people who say it's unfair to compare the Emoji Movie to Disney, I say, no, it's not. Because when you're putting out an animated movie, you're always going to compete with other companies. Think about when Sony puts out a new game to compete with the likes of Nintendo. I was going to say Xbox, but they don't really compete. But I mean, if you want to put compete in the loosest sense of the word. But anyway, do you see my point in this? My point is to say that it's unacceptable. Sure, Zootopia had 3 times the budget. But, look how much it made back. Look how much effort it had into it. Look how many awards it won. Just got nominated for. Like, seriously, it beat out some of the best movies of that year. And there were a lot of good movies that year. Okay? Alright, take a look at Moana. Also made for $150 million. How much did it make in the box office? $643.3 million. Okay. That's good. Alright. Now, let's see how many... Okay, so I'm wondering if you won the Kids' Choice Award. Did you win the nominated? Didn't win. Then what the won? I can't imagine. Like Coco, I didn't see Coco. I can't imagine Coco being better than Zootopia or frickin'... No! I can't imagine. People would have been up the wall talking about it. Because I remember when Zootopia came out, people were talking off the wall about it. They were like, oh my god, this is one of the greatest movies of Disney in years. And then Moana came out, and then people were like, this movie's great too. People said it's better than Zootopia, and I'm like, no, Moana's good, and it's got a lot of good songs. And, it's a good story. And I like Moana, I do. Honestly, it's a very solid movie from Disney. Better than Zootopia? No, it's not. But hey, opinions. Anyway, so it won a lot of awards. Unfortunately, it does not say exactly how many it won, but just from looking how many, there's a lot. A lot. Did it win? No, it got nominated for a few Academy Awards. But it got a lot of like more than it destroyed the Emoji Movie. Not more than Zootopia, I'd like to add, but Moana still did good. Okay, all right. So let's talk about something that a lot of people love. Let's talk about Star Wars. All right, something that a lot of people love, including myself, as of more recently. Well, Okay. Okay. So the budget. So when I looked up the budget, there wasn't like there was like an in between. So it's like be in between 200 million and 216.7 million. Okay, that's basically that's just the budget. That whole budget was about the same as the Emoji Movie made in total grossing. Yeah. That's that's pretty amazing. Okay. Now, how much did it get in the box office? Well, it's Star Wars, so it's probably going to get about no, I almost said million. 1 billion.332 billion. So let's compare because that's also from Disney now. Um, that for okay, so yeah, so Star Wars made more globally than Zootopia, but kind of actually really surprised on just it would that's 300 300 million though, only 300 million behind or so. That's honestly pretty impressive, considering. Um, and of course, Star Wars: The Last Jedi was a great movie as well, also from Disney, despite what the fanboys say. I actually speak to a lot of people who like the movie. A lot of people think, okay, so this one I got no, all right, so I guess I just forgot to get one of them because I have notes on. Okay, so it won the Star Wars movie, or oops, that was the wrong thing. Okay, so it won Empire Awards. That's cute. I like that. Um, it didn't win any Academy Awards. That actually surprised me. Um, it got nominated for a lot of awards. Some awards are still pending. I wrote that on like a question mark because I'm like, wait, what? I didn't know awards could be pending. I don't know. I guess like, oh yeah, okay, because like, I guess like, I don't know. Maybe it got nominated or maybe there's more like award ceremonies because it did come out late in the year last year. So and it's now on Blu-ray this year. So maybe they'll put it in like the awards for this year or something. So there was a bunch for pending. So like over 10 or more. So yeah. Um, I wrote a lot of notes down. Um, because I've been making this script for a long time, and I never really make scripts. I kind of just do all that stuff in my head. So if you always see me like kind of like trying to think, that's because I always do it in my head. This one, I wanted to make a script for because you know, and even now I'm still kind of bouncing around. So I do apologize for that, but I want to be transparent. I never really write a script, really. I have an idea of what I want to talk about, but sometimes I want to bounce around and talk about, you know, things. So it did win a good amount of awards. A lot of Empire awards. I think someone swayed the vote. You will vote for us with some Jedi mind tricks. But still, though, it got nominated for a lot of good things, and it won some things too. So that's great. And some are still to come. Let me just. Okay. Okay, so now it's updated the thing. So the Saturn Awards are in the month of June 2018. So I get all those pendings are for the Saturn Award. So who knows? Honestly, I wanted to pick a lot of movies that are yeah. I know all these movies are from Disney. I get that. All right, so let's talk from Okay. Let's talk about. Fine, 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 fine. Let's talk about something from DreamWorks, alright? Kung Fu Panda. The first one. Okay? Its budget was 130 million, right? How much did it make? 631.7 million. Okay? Sure, that was in 2008. Alright. But still, I would honestly watch the Kung Fu Panda thousands of more times than I ever would watch the Emoji Movie. And its animation is amazing. Its story is great. I love the characters. I love the second and third movie too. Oh, wait, I've only seen parts of the third movie. I've seen the second one to its entirety. The third movie I've only seen parts of. But from what I've told, what my friends told me, they liked it a lot. A lot of them still say like the second one's their favorite, and I agree with that. The second one's probably the best. The first one's good. I like the first one a lot. But you see, my point is, it takes effort to make a good movie. The Emoji Movie is a cynical piece of trash that does not deserve to be forgotten because it serves as a template on what not to do. Companies need to stop treating the masses like morons. Okay? And not just this, okay? But these companies, look at how many of these, like, Disney has this formula for making these great movies, right? Sure, it costs them a lot of money, but considering on how much they make back, like, why would no other company think to invest and try this? Just fucking DreamWorks did it, and look how much money they made. They made their money back in shitloads. And sure, not everything Disney makes is a gold mine. Sure, not everything DreamWorks makes is a gold mine. I get that. And does Sony make good movies? Yeah, sometimes they do. But this movie, along with several others, like The Last Airbender and many other movies where the companies just go for the cash in. Why? Why? Why don't they put effort? Why won't they give fans a movie that they like and will want to buy and share with friends and say, hey, this movie's good, go see it, where then they'll get other people. Why? Why do they cash in and make a terrible movie where people are unhappy? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to me. It just infuriates me. Like Batman v Superman. I know there are people who like it, but in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinion, they say that movie's trash. The fight scene with Batman and Superman's good. But overall, the movie's trash. Okay? There are a few good lines here and there, but overall, it's trash. Okay? Oh. Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters reboot. Also trash. It just blows my mind. These companies will shell out these millions of dollars and not put a single line of thought on what makes these movies good. I'm not even talking about like the ripoff. That's a whole nother kettle of fish that pisses me off. But people they try to do what make I can't even say they try to do what Disney does because they fail so hard. Because the Emoji Movie made me feel like I was watching Inside Out, but a shittier version. And to make me think that, considering how much I loved Inside Out, shame. Shame. Made me angry. You can see how much why I wanted to talk about it. Because it just made me so angry. And more good movies started to come out, so it made me further want to highlight how unacceptable of a movie the Emoji Movie is. Okay? I don't think it's honestly the actor's faults in the Emoji Movie, because a bad director can make can direct even good actors astray. For instance, in The Happening, if any one of you have seen, you know, the fucking Mark Wahlberg in The Happening, he is a critically acclaimed actor. But in The Happening, what? No! Have any of you seen this article about honeybees vanishing? It's just like Shyamalan, he takes even the good actors' acting talent away. Like, even Lucas, and I like the prequels, you know. And I'm like, honestly, it's not the fault of the actors, because actors put a lot of trust in, you know, in the director. And, you know, I still think Lucas is a good director. I think he needs help, you know, with people assisting him. I still think he's a good director. You know, he can make good, he has good ideas. What you can't deny about Lucas is he has good ideas. Okay? He may have not executed them to the way you like them, but in the end, he had good ideas. Okay? And he's not a bad guy. He's not a bad guy. Just like, you know, freaking Adam Sandler, right? He makes some of the most just like Pixels. Oh, that movie made me that irked me. That movie. But I know he can be funny. And he's a nice dude. Actually, the funny thing is, from what I've heard, you know, about him from many like directors and like, you know, other actors, like, Adam Sandler is like the nicest guy. And I'm like, I'm sure he is the nicest dude. I'm sure he's like a chill dude. I just don't know why he just decides like he wants to make these terrible, terrible movies when he's a funny dude. He's a funny, you know, he's had so many funny movies. I've seen some of his funny movies because, you know, my parents like, especially my father's like Adam Sandler movies. And like when we watched an Adam Sandler movie, I see my dad, he's just like, please be funny, please be funny, please be funny. And then when we get a non-funny one, we're just like, and I just look at him and he's just like, no. I mean, he doesn't like do, but you get the idea. He's upset because he knows Sandler can be funny and he loves Sandler's movie. Obviously, Sandler's had many terrible movies. I think the one that irked me was the Hanukkah one the animated Hanukkah one. Oh. Anyway, my point is, companies, take a risk, you know, get some talent, because there's plenty of talented people out there who really want to make some good ideas. I've seen people on YouTube make better quality than many movies out there now. I follow a lot of animators, you know, on Twitter and stuff like that. And if I could, I'd support every single one of them on Patreon. But, you know, because the YouTube system is fucking... But what I can't stand is, like, these animators are hungry. I would go grab a bunch of these dudes and girls, and just put them in a room, give them a concept, or just be like, give them the freedom and give them the talent and stuff, and just be like, go wild. I mean, look how many original movies like destroyed the box office. Like, how many movies from Kickstarter, or not just not movies from just some of the games some are bad from Kickstarter. I will not dismiss that some are bad from Kickstarter, but there are a lot of good movies and games that do come from Kickstarter and that we have never got. I disagree with many people and saying that Mighty Number One is a terrible game. I think it's a good game. Not amazing, not shit. I think it's good. It's good. Okay? I think I just want just like I want games to be good. I want movies to be good. Like there's nothing like when I see The Grinch coming out with Illumination. They're going to be making the Grinch movie and I'm like no. No. Because I think they either made The Lorax or they made Horton Hears a Who. They made one of the two of them. And neither of them are that good, but Horton Hears a Who is the better one. I think Horton Hears a Who is probably my favorite out of the Dr. Seuss movies that they made. It's not my favorite tale, but it's my favorite movie out of like the ones that are not like, like the original Grinch movie is great. I love that movie. I will always put it on around Christmas. Or, the holiday. Whatever you celebrate. Doesn't matter. I mean, I don't celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Hanukkah. And even then, I still love that movie. I have all of my Dr. Seuss books. I kept them. I kept them all. Because Dr. Seuss, in my opinion, is one of the greatest authors of all time. And it just hurts me to see companies just make him roll over in his grave. Because if he could see what these companies are doing to him, honestly, I think with all his power, he would do to stop them. It just irks me. Just to watch these people just constantly just destroy. Okay, one more thing before I wrap up this whole thing. I found out when a trailer came out for Popeye, I didn't watch too much Popeye. My parents did, okay? I did know of Popeye though, like Popeye the Sailor Man. And the spinach and everything. Yeah, I know that stuff. But when I saw that movie, the trailer and stuff, and it felt like Popeye, kind of like the Peanuts movie felt like the Peanuts. And that was great. When I saw that trailer, I was like, okay. And I showed it to my parents, and I'm like, do you want to go see that? And they were like, sure, we'll go see that. And then that movie was passed upon. And I know a lot of you probably know which movie was passed on, which movie got the funding, and it was the Emoji Movie. Thanks to the Emoji Movie, we may never get that Popeye movie. Fuck you. Now, it could have been like a bad movie, but at least from what I saw in the trailer, I really liked. Okay. Now, this year, for movies, there's a Teen Titans Go movie, and I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna see it with my friend, Callie. And we're gonna see it together, and I'm gonna be like, either the whole time, or I'm gonna be like, or I'm gonna be laughing. Who knows? But with a Star Wars movie coming, or a Han Solo movie coming, I'm keeping my mind open for it, because I did like the I'm totally blanking on the name. Oh my god, what was that Star Wars movie that came out in between films? It was... What are the spin-offs one called? Rogue One. That's what it's called. I can't, well, the movie is pretty forgettable, except for, a few scenes. But I still enjoyed it. But I worry, like, these companies, they make these terrible, terrible, especially the superhero genre. They churn out these terrible, and I'm not that big of a guy for superheroes. My favorite one's Static Shock, who will probably never get his movie. And that's the saddest thing. Is because Static Shock, oh man, that would be a great movie. I just rewatched that all series recently. I mean, if anyone can get a movie, okay, first of all, Aquaman's getting a movie, but not freaking Static Shock. Makes sense. I'm telling you, people would love to see a movie about Static Shock more than an Aquaman. But what do I know? Apparently, people will go see the Emoji Movie and make it gross 4 times its budget. It just drives me insane when I see these companies just this cynical, like. It's funny because I'm stereotyping them, like, but this is literally what they're doing. They push out these terrible movies. They're only setting up for another movie. And it's just like, why don't you give us a good movie here? And then set up at the end of the movie, like a mid-credit, setting up for the next movie. Which you did in the past. The biggest thing, and the thing I find funny, is that the group of test audience for the Emoji Movie, they approved that movie. They approved it. Someone said, yeah, this movie's good. This is good for people to watch. And I'm like, how? I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It irritates me beyond no end. Well, that's all I have to say. You have anything to add? Have any problems with what I have to say? Leave it down in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear what you guys think because, there are plenty of terrible movies, but there are plenty of good movies, and I'm honestly curious to hear what you guys say. This is just something that's been eating at me, and I've wanted to talk about, but I've never just, sat and done it, and, just put my ideas just fully together, and done it. So I want to hear what just tell me in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed, and I will see you all next time.